Hey everyone, Ash here with the Better Than Yesterday blog. Losing a loved one is incredibly difficult, and trying to tie up all the loose ends after their passing can be overwhelming and very stressful. There is so much to do in the midst of your grieving, especially if you're the one in charge of cleaning up the estate. Now, this obviously doesn't make the grieving process any easier, but something about having a list does slightly relieve the stress of figuring out what to do next. First, you will need to get death certificates. Typically, the funeral director will help you obtain this. You will want to make many copies of the death certificate because completing a lot of the tasks that we're going to discuss require a copy of the death certificate. A good number to have is 10 copies. Now it's time to locate the will and an attorney. If the deceased had a will, then there is typically an executor named. The executor will need to be involved going forward. And an attorney isn't necessary, but they can be very helpful with this process. Next, you will need to take an inventory of all of the assets. This step is particularly if there isn't a will, or if the will doesn't state all of the assets. This is to designate the distribution of assets to the beneficiaries. Another list to make is a list of bills to be paid. Having this list of bills makes it easy to determine which services are no longer needed and can be canceled. Alerting financial institutions about the passing of your loved one will help them begin the process of transferring accounts. This process is much easier if there is a list of financial assets prior to the death. Next, you will want to begin contacting insurance companies to start terminating policies and filing any final claims for insurance proceeds. This next step is often overlooked, but formally publishing a notice to creditors informs any creditors of the estate and gives them the opportunity to submit any outstanding debts. This also prevents them from surfacing several months or years later, demanding payment and forcing the heirs to reopen the estate. You should also notify these government agencies to cancel any benefits that the deceased was receiving, also to cancel driver's license and voter registration, and to forward mail. And to prevent identity theft, you should also notify major credit reporting agencies. Along with that, it's smart to periodically check on your loved one's credit report for any fraudulent activity. Lastly, final tax returns need to be submitted for your loved one. Get with either your trusted tax preparer or your loved one's preparer to begin these tax filings. These steps are mainly targeted for the financial cleanup of the estate. One step that wasn't emphasized was the importance of taking care of yourself during this process. Don't forget to attend to your needs and reach out for help when you need it.